Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tonight, a soaked southern region enduring a second day of heavy rain. 19 million people under flood alerts from Mississippi to the northeast, a day after heavy rain slammed parts of Texas and Louisiana.
We're definitely keeping a close eye because it could get dangerous quickly.
In Maidenville, north of New Orleans, the low-lying area submerged in water. Homes and businesses flooded, several trapped cars left abandoned. This person making use of a kayak to get around after the flash floods left neighborhoods underwater. In Texas, authorities keeping an eye on 5 rivers forecasted to reach major flood stages after a day of rescues in the Houston area. In Montgomery County, firefighters rescuing 17 people from flooded homes.
My father started trying to come on a tractor, but he got stuck midway through. The tractor turned off.
In Mississippi, authorities now reporting one weather-related death after a driver lost control of a vehicle and ran into a tree. Numerous cities in the corridor from Texas to the northeast getting more than double their average rainfall for the month of January. That wet winter weather now marching east, threatening a dangerous end to the week.
Guad Venegas joins us tonight from Covington, Louisiana. Guad, you're standing in front of a river tonight. What's the concern there? Does it remain the flooding of those rivers?
Tom, you can see some of the flooding here. Yeah, so these waterways in the area are still flooded. There is a river here, but the water would normally be somewhere down there. We still have some of the flooding in the low-lying areas, not just in this part of Louisiana, but all across the region. So authorities are asking people to stay away from these areas, of course, because there is a danger when people come to these low-lying parts of the region. The good news is that most of the rain has already made its way through, so we didn't get as much rain today as we had yesterday, as the worst part of the storm is making its way through the south. Tom?
Guad Venegas here. Be careful for the gators.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Great glory unto the mighty one. Today is Noga, January the 26th, 2024, and it's currently 12:42 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High. Great glory, beloved. What a wonderful time we are living in. As you can see, beloved, this is January. This is the winter. How is it happening like this? Of course, we've been saying again and again that the so-called 83 do not have control of the weather, okay? They cannot and they do not have control of it. They can't control it. Okay? When you look at San Diego, Southern California, San Bernardino, all those places that normally do not get rain as such, but it's been raining like crazy. The snowstorm are out of hand. And they do not tell those people those things are like, well, they are actually hurricane without wind, but they are telling them, oh well, it's happened every 400 years. It's happened every once in 1,000 years. It's a once in 1,000 years thing going on. Okay. Now people are noticing this. Okay, beloved. Okay. This person over there, Olivia Bennett, said natural disasters are increasing catastrophically. The world will no longer be the same, and serious difficulties are ahead of us. Now, it depends on everyone whether our civilization will continue to exist or whether the end will be put on us in 5 to 7 years, because they think they have that long, okay? Don't be indifferent to your own life. Analyze, compare facts, and share this information with others. Global crisis, let me see. responsibility, creative society. Well, let's read another one. Okay, at D Dear, okay, DIRF554 said weather patterns are getting crazy. I remember growing up with fluffy snow all winter. Now we got slush and rain, and other places are getting flooded. Tough time. Okay. Don't worry, guys. Your politician will be fine. If they can afford to move with higher grounds, good luck out there. Yes. Okay. So let me see their reply here. Okay, geoengineering, look it up. Okay, this is the garbage they are coming up. Oh, 83 is doing this. The elite are controlling the weather. They are doing this and stuff. We already told you. If there's one thing the so-called the elite do not like, is inconvenience. You think they don't stay in California? You don't think elite stays in Florida? You don't think they stay in Louisiana, Mississippi, all the southern states? The southern states were they were the engine of slavery, for crying out loud. You think those elites that used to own the slave masters that used to be staying in the southern states just move out and leave their land, so to speak? You think they got out, or you think they will do something like that to hinder themselves? No, this is not man-made. Man cannot make this. We've been saying this. We've been telling you this. Now, beloved, you can see the narratives change. You can see a lot more people are becoming more worried now. People that usually didn't give a sense about this, they are now worried because they see this thing is not something that happened once. It happened not only every year, but most of the time, and they are always caught off guard. And it doesn't happen in a specific place that it usually happen, and they say, well, it's the weather. For instance, in Florida, they would say, oh, well, that's hurricane season. Yo, we are in January, almost in February. Today's the 26th. Things like that shouldn't be happening, but they do. And those folks don't know exactly what's going on, okay? Let us keep on moving. We got more.
We begin first with the rain. It has stopped, but now that rising water are causing some major floodings. To the left of the screen, you see just how high that water is on 2920 in northwest Harris County, where deputies actually rescued several people this morning.
And then over to the right, you can see the San Jacinto River and what's happening near it. There's also trouble further north in Livingston, and where residents over in Crystal Lakes West are breathing a sigh of relief now. That's because a collapsed roadway that prohibited people from leaving the neighborhood is now getting better. Jade Fleury is there live for us tonight with that update.
Yeah, this week's weather terribly damaged this roadway to the point where people were stranded for hours. You can see the temporary fix here by construction crews, but neighbors say that they want a better solution. Flute maker William Harjo was planning a trip to Milwaukee for a Native American art show. However, Mother Nature threw him a curveball.
Again, beloved, we have an insane amount of those folks out there, claiming to be Native American because they look certain way and they behave certain way, when in fact they are not. And you will see the true natives, you will know them by hearts. You will know them by their deeds. You will know them by their tribulation and what they went through, what they are going through. Most importantly, recently, and things that happened to them hundreds of years ago. So now you see the weather is acting as a revenger or an avenger. The weather is becoming a huge inconvenience to 83. Things they used to enjoy, things they used to go and do without interruption, and now they can't.
Last bit of bad weather, it hit me pretty good financially because I couldn't get out of the neighborhood.
Trapped in his own neighborhood, that canceled trip cost him almost $1,500. Adding to the chaos, he desperately needed his prescription, but it was out of reach.
I've had open heart surgery, and I needed.
Let me see. Let me see the shirt here. Classic Longhorn. For the intra-templum, this look like the SM. I'm not quite sure if it's the SM, but it looked like the SM between the two towers. And then clearly you really can see classic. You only can see ass. Like, I mean, is it the most high sense of humor? You look at this dude's shirt. You can clearly see ass in there. I mean, it's classic. But you really can see ass. And is it ass longboard ass? You can't make this up. You know, I was looking for the SM, but this thing is a longboard ass longboard. It's classic, but I don't know. Is it my eyes are failing me because I'm advancing in age? Is that what that is? It's just a classic, but you can only see ass right there. But anyway, so wow. Anyway, let's keep on moving.
A medicine that's prescribed to me, and it couldn't be delivered here.
The only way in and out of the neighborhood was deteriorating by the second.
I think it was raining for 2 days before we noticed that the bridge, the area around it, started to get real soft. I got a call from my dad. He said, "Ryan, there's a big hole opening up, like a sinkhole."
While other communities were dealing with the discharge from man-made dams, this community was dealing with a dam of a different kind.
Beavers moved in, started building a dam.
The Beavers are excellent builders. They created a 30-foot arch, and as that got built up to about 10 foot high and built in further and further, that material washed into the large 20-foot drainage tube.
As for the beavers, do they need to be evicted?
I don't know. I have a hard time with evicting animals.
Okay, so as you just heard, the beavers went and then built a dam and make this thing worse. The animals, brethren. I mean, you can't make this up. All right, let's check some of the comments. Oh, they don't have any comments here. That thing was 18 hours ago. Well, I didn't think it was more. Oh.
We begin.
It was 18 hours ago. Anyway, so the beavers actually did and come over there and that stuff and make it worse. Okay? All right? You know what? Let's check for any updates.
Great.
If there is any update there. Okay. No. 13 hours. Okay, that's the only one. They have not to put any updates. Let's keep... Okay, let's keep on moving. All right. How long we are into this? Not even 10 minutes. 13 minutes. That's good. That's good. All right, let's keep on moving, beloved. Okay?
Just will not stop. Right now, tens of millions of people are dealing with extreme conditions again.
Parts of the Midwest and South getting battered by rain today. Take a look at video in from San Antonio, Texas earlier today. That's a police cruiser got stuck when an officer was trying to block off an intersection for flooding. The officer was able to get out. The cruiser, though, obviously was stranded there. Now, even more rain, potentially dangerous flooding could be on the way.
Now, beloved, let's look at this. Okay, enlarge this right quick. When you have things like that happen, the police officer was trapped in this water, and luckily he got out. And some people say, "Well, I know how to swim. You know, this is not an issue for me. I can get out. I can do whatever." Let me tell you something. The possibilities that can happen unto you if you get trapped in a situation like this. First thing first, this happened to us down there in South Florida. Some people may remember April of 2023, this thing happened and it was pretty bad. I had to rescue my mother, and thank the mighty one, I had a SUV, and I had to rescue her and brought her home. And after that, I had to do major repair on my car. I had to change the not the alternator, but the radiator, because the water got so bad in it, it messed up everything. Well, the radio was already bad. I had to change it, put a brand new one. I had to change the oil and change a lot of stuff in it because of the water damage. That's one thing that I would suggest people, if you get caught up in a situation like that, please, if it's not necessary, do not drive. It has to be an emergency in order for you to do this. And two, if you have to drive, don't speed underwater. Don't drive fast. You have no idea how strong water is and how strong this water, specifically that you see around the truck, the car, the police car is. The strength of the water, you see, if you get caught up in a current, the strength of the current is so powerful, they can move a whole building off their foundation. They can push a building, a car, they can push houses off their foundation. That's how strong it is. You being a human, barely 200 pounds, even though you were 1,000 pounds, those things would have just pushed you out like a leaf, because this is the force of nature. That's the third thing. The fourth thing is the pressure. See, if you get caught up in something like this and you're the middle of the water and you realize that, wow, you got to get out, you panic. I mean, you know how to swim though, and you try to open the door, there is a huge possibility that the door may not be open because the water pressure is pressing upon the car door so hard, you may not have the strength to get out. Let's say the power, I went out, okay, the water get to the engine, mess up the battery, boom, the power went out. You can't put the window down, you can't open the door, and the inside is flooding. Okay, it's a huge flag right there. Let's say you get out, okay? Now, there are electrical poles all around. For those of you that remember, we did the Esau's Trouble a week ago. Something happened in Portland, Oregon, I'm assuming, but it was somewhere in west of the United States, where a whole family is no more because a power line snapped and fell on the ground, and they fell, the pole fell on the car, and the power line touched the ground, and they panicked, they got out of the car, and then all of them got electrocuted except the baby. The baby survived because a sister saw that, she ran and cut the baby survived. See, you don't know exactly what's in the water. You might get out, a power line, touch the water, and that's it for you. Okay, that's one thing. Second, if you are in Florida, alligators, other animals. I mean, they just talk about beavers, okay? Otters are fierce animal. They will attack you, okay? So things like that, try to avoid it if you can. All right? Now, to get to the main point of this is a police car. So how those so-called law enforcement fellows, how they are going to bring Jacob's trouble? They are too busy trying to escape things like that. How are they going to go in the hood and then when doing things like that, and then they say, okay, well, let's bring Jacob's trouble. Get the military, get the National Guard, let's go over there and put them in a FEMA camp and stuff. See, FEMA is too busy taking care of things like that. Okay? We have to, well, not we, you guys need to leave that Jacob's trouble garbage out, man. Stop putting our people in a low vibration. We already went through Jacob's trouble. We've been going through this thing, man. It is their turn. That's why you're seeing this right here. Okay? The so-called guys that are firefighters during the day and go at night and shoot our people in Chicago and all over the place, they are too busy now. Okay? Let's keep on moving.
Meteorologist Bill Cairns is tracking it all for us, but we're going to start with NBC's Morgan Chesky in Houston, Texas. I can't tell if it's raining there right now, but I know it has been, Morgan, and there are really worries across the South about flooding.
Yeah, Kate Sinclair, across the south and parts of the Gulf Coast, there is a real growing concern here as this system makes its way east. People in Houston, at least right now, breathing somewhat of a sigh of relief. The major flood threat was over the last 24 hours. That flood watch expiring earlier today, but there has been a slow and steady rain here for about the past 2 days or so, enough to bring up water levels slightly. And as you mentioned, San Antonio, Austin suffering from multiple flash floods there. We know dozens of calls went into emergency responders for high water rescues in San Antonio, where you saw that police cruiser caught in those high waters. Also, a massive cleanup underway on the West Coast right now. San Diego digging out after getting months worth of rain in just a few hours there.
Again, that's what happened. Every single time you are hearing the news, they are getting years worth of water, worth of rain, months worth of rain, and then just in a short period of time, just in a few short hours, and people are just sitting there and saying, "Well, Big Leaf, that's happened like all the time." No, it doesn't. That's not what that is. This didn't just happen like all the time. See, because those people, they are not in the blessing anymore, and the Holy One is sweeping them off the land. And for those of you that know, we've been documenting this thing for a while now. We've been documenting it since 2020. I'll say 2019 for those of you that start on the other channels, okay? Before we get this one. You know, even before, I'll say 2017, 2018, that's when things start to pick up and we start to see the difference. Okay? Now, beloved, all those things happen and it's ramping up. Today is the 26th. That's like 5 days since Pluto was in the mist. And that's how you see all those things happen. Okay, before we continue. Oh, okay, it's 22. We still got 8 more minutes to reach the 30 minutes. Anyway, let's keep on moving, beloved, okay? All right, Pluto is in the mist. FEMA, the National Guard, the police officers, firefighters, 83, they all busy. Let's keep on moving.
Scenes incredibly dramatic. People were trying to wade through chest-deep water to get to higher ground. The total damage estimate still being checked at this hour right now. But guys, over the last 2 weeks or so, the death toll from this series of winter storms that's brought ice and rain sits at 75 people. The state of Tennessee suffering 30 storm-related deaths. We know that sub-freezing temperatures in the city of Memphis prompted a boil water notice that just expired yesterday as they try to get that system restored. The good news for this area, at least for Houston, the worst of the rain is over, but that means Louisiana and Mississippi could be seeing it shortly. Guys?
Yeah, really serious conditions there. Bill.
Okay, they say they have 30 death related. Of course, beloved, they will not say the true amount. They would not divulge the true numbers, but we do know it's more than that. And the thing that I love about those people is just, well, we already went through the worst. Oh, the worst already part. We can finally breathe. Well, next 400 years, we need to be prepared because this is going to happen like every 400 years, every 1,000 years. No, it doesn't. We really don't need to hear this dude, giving us the business about this. But anyway, let's keep on moving.
A powerful storm system with heavy downpours moved through parts of San Diego on Monday, prompting a state of emergency.
Okay, this is San Diego, man.
The severe weather flooded roadways and caused several car crashes.
Okay, let me just enlarge this, all right? You can see this dude, the water is to his hip, and you can see this number right there. You can type it in the comment board or in the live chart. Okay. Good. You can type it in the live chart, okay? Let's keep on moving.
And water rescues across the region.
Got this.
Several flash flood warnings were also issued. Officials urged motorists to remain home unless it was absolutely necessary to travel. This is the third Pacific storm to hit the West Coast since Friday.
That is insane. Me too.
all the way. Whoa, Nick.
All right.
Get over here at all? Now?
Send it.
Oh. This dude got, this dude got trapped. Okay. All right. So, and they sent something to him. That's how we're telling people, man. Beloved, let me tell you something. Recently, you see this guy that just, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again right here so we can know exactly what's going on. Okay.
That's too far.
All the way, all the way. Whoa, Nick.
Can you get over here at all?
So this is a rope attaching to this. Okay. All right, they got this dude. All right, they sent this thing. They got this dude. You see how this dude, this fellow is in this kayak or kind of like inflated boat, and the water is just send him. The water just ride him and push him and send him away. And you know how to swim, obviously. And he was on this thing, was trying to get away. He almost died, so they rescued him. Recently, I had went to the beach. Now I went to the sea, to be exact. And I got into one of those things. Let me see. Those banana boats. Where was the banana boat ride? I recently got into one of those things. The banana boat, okay? There you go. And I know how to swim. And this thing, the sea was not too calm. There was a storm. There we go. Let's put this thing. And the person that was pulling this thing, and everybody was on there, and I slipped and I fell into the ocean. And it was impossible for me to get back into the boat, because what threw me off is the wave of the sea, the wave of the water. Of course, the water and the sea and the river is not pretty much the same. It's not the same thing, because the sea is much more. It's the body movement of the sea is various. So the water, the rivers usually follow one direction, or if it's flowing south or it's flowing north or west or east, one direction. But the sea go all four direction. The wave move around, and it hit the boat, the banana boat, and I fell over. And I was trying to get up, but the wave keep pulling me. So I had one of those safety vests, and I safely swim to shore. And it was not that far. It's like a couple of feet away from the sand, the beach. And so I just swim there, and I realized how strong the water is, and you could actually drown. Okay, in situation like this, you could actually drown and die. Just because you know how to swim doesn't mean you can't be drowned. You can you are more likely to get drowned because you know how to swim. You will be proud and honored and to do something. But if you don't know how to swim, you try to stay away from the water. But yes, things like that, the water is super strong. You may see it flowing calmly, but it is quite strong. Okay, this is very strong. All right, look at the people, look at the cars. All right, look at the cars. Okay, look at this, beloved. Look at this. I mean, look at this. You're gonna sit there and saying that, hey, they are doing this. Those people are doing this to themselves. You're gonna sit there and saying, well, Big Leaf had this is Photoshop, or this is a CGI. This is computer generated imagery. This is AI. This is not really happening. You know, I got cousin that live in San Diego say there's none of that over there. You know? And we see this multiple times. And then again, to all people over there in San Diego, we pray for you. Hope you are protected. And we'll tell you the truth. This is not the last time this thing going to happen. Mostly, it's going to keep happening until the Holy One swept off those folks off the land. And then the weather, the animals, everybody will rest. Okay? This is terrible right there, man. Okay? Again, beloved, like I said, the water did this. This is how strong this thing is. It lift up a car and put it on top of another car. All those cars that you see here were not there. They were parked somewhere else. The water bring them here. You know how much strength it takes to push a car? Some of you had car breakdown on you and you try. We highly recommend that you watch that you become a member of Patreon. And our Patreon, we study books, we give homeworks. Okay, this is a movie called The Prince and the Pauper. All right, so we'll take a little look about that. And we have the book called Black Labor, White Wealth, where we study what happened to us during Jacob's trouble, what Jacob's trouble literally did unto us. Okay, if you would like those beautiful pictures, all right, you would like the pictures of our people being happy, healthy, putting the vibration up, you can download them for free. All right, and we have all the lessons here on Patreon. We have the grand activation Zoom meeting intra-templum only. We have the PDF how to do this. We have those beautiful images that send positive message to our people out there. If you would like to get this for free, any members, any tier, you can go ahead and sign up to our Patreon. Last night we were discussing last night we were discussing The Prince and the Pauper, and there is a scene here that we would like to share with the nation so they can see what we are talking about. Okay, this is The Prince and the Pauper, 1937, by Ewald Flynn, Claude Rains, Henry Stephenson. So let's see if we can take the images or whatever what happened here. It's gonna take me some time, beloved. Please forgive us. All right, let's see if we can enlarge this, and we're going to get copyrighted for this, but we'll show it. All right, so let's try to go to 55 seconds here. Okay. Okay. Let me enlarge this. This is not a history, but a tale of once upon a time. It may have happened. It may not have happened, but it could have happened. Okay. Yeah, whatever. It did happen. Okay. Let's read, when did this happen? Okay, this is London, 1537. All right? The same time period we are studying now. I believe our beloved brother Big Judah talk about this time, the 1600, the 1500. Okay? This is the time period. This is London, 1537. That's like 1492, I would say that's 50 years or 60. Let's get the exact date. 1537. Say 1492. Well, let's say calculator. Okay, it was 1492. Whoops. Minus 1537. That's like 45 years later when those guys get into our homeland, okay? When they get to the fourth part, this is, we would assume, London, which is England, the third part, okay? 45 years later, okay? All right? Watch it, hey, man. I'm going to get Nova. So Henry did not trust anyone. And this dude, like, indeed, he like, oh, God, Thank God I'm going to be, he technically going to be king. Because you tell the king, you give your advice to the king. When the advice you give works, you take credit. When the king out on his own, things are not working. You're like, oh, the king, I'm so sorry, but if you had seen me before, I would have helped you. So that's what this dude doing. But anyway, they make a lot of reference to the house of the Judah and the priests, the Levites, and the beef that was going on between our people, and we knew it was going down. So yeah, we discussed those things in private in our Zoom meetings, and then in our Patreon. You can go ahead and become a Patreon member and a paid member, of course, and study with us and see what we were going through doing Jacob's Trouble, okay? And we know we were in Jacob's Trouble. We were in the beginning of it. It's going to get worse. So, and we was telling those guys, man, how long we are into this thing. Let's keep on moving, beloved, okay? Again, the name of the movie is The Prince and the Pauper. It came in at 1937. And when you look at, excuse me, 1937 minus 1537, when the movie was, well, when the event took place, 400 years. You can't make this up because they knew it. They knew it. That's why they made the movie 400 years later. They told you the story. Okay, of King Henry. The thing is not more, it's not really about the prince and the pauper, but it's mainly about the king. King Henry, this dude right here, which is with afro and beard, it was one of us, and things like that. He bear the seal upon his chest like all of them and things. It's a great movie. Highly recommended it. If you go to our Patreon, we put the link there so our brethren can watch it and study it. We will have a complete breakdown of this movie probably on Sunday. Probably this Sunday coming up or next Sunday, we'll have a complete breakdown of it, okay? We highly recommend you watch the movie, okay? So now, like we said again, 400 years later, and in 1937, they made the movie, okay? They told you what had happened in the 1500, like we told you. Each tribe, it seems when you look at it, each tribe served 400 years. Okay? All right? Time 12. And we've been in this thing for like 4,800 years, or 4 plus 8 equal 12. When you truly look at it, because they get the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi, Issachar, all of them serve somewhat 400 years under those Gentiles, man. Okay, when you make the math or when you look at it clearly. But anyway, let's keep on moving. Okay. 5,000 residents without power. This is no joke. We got this.
Drains for the water to go down.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, I wonder how much it would cost to actually implement drains.
All right. So let me just say this before for the movie. The reason why we had this movie was given to us. A sister called me yesterday, and she said that the Most High put this movie on her mind, and she said the Prince and the Pauper, the 1937 version. So I'm like, the Prince and the Pauper. And all day I was laughing at this word pauper because there is a anime that I like. Well, I love this anime. Okay. It's called Konosuba. And there's this goddess named Aqua. Okay, she's a goddess, so to speak. But she always Aqua is always complaining to Kazuma, which is the boy, and he always complaining to Kazuma, which is the boy that got reincarnated because he died in Japan. And she has a lot of debt. She's a goddess though. She has a lot of debt. She keep borrowing money, and she has a lot of debt. So she went and tried crying to Kazuma and said, "I'm tired of living like a pauper. I'm a goddess," and things like that. You know, I'm supposed to live like royalty, something like that. She said. And when she said the word, I'm tired of living like a pauper," and I was laughing, and because the way she delivered, that was the English version, the way that she delivered the line, and the whole day I was laughing. I mean, I've been laughing for past the last time, I think was Sunday, I watched the episode, and then throughout the whole week I've been laughing about the way she put the word pauper, 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 pauper. And then while doing meditation, you know, I was in deep meditation, and when I got out, I checked my phone, which was on silent, and I see the sister left a message. And while I was checking the message, the sister called me and tell me about the movie, The Prince and the Pauper. I'm like, wow, okay, there you go. And then I get this, and then the sister told me this. They make a reference to the House of Judah all the way, because the House of Judah was the kingmanship, or the kingship, or the kingdomship, so to speak. And then the Levites, of course, the priesthood and the service ship, you know, the godship things, you know, joining unto God, whatever you want to call it. So that's how we were able to get the message. You see, this is how the Holy Spirit communicate. Okay, this is how it communicate like this. It communicate to the trees, to the animals, to the news, and things like that. Okay, those are coded messages. So let's keep on moving, beloved. All right.
Tonight, San Diego shell-shocked by sudden, unrelenting rainfall, sparking widespread devastation, loss, and hundreds of high-water rescues.
My husband and I, we helped rescue about 10 people.
The sudden deluge, historic. The city struck with more than a month's worth of rain in just 6 hours.
Again, my husband and I, we rescue about 10 people. Again, beloved, like I said before, this is how the spirits communicate. Okay, it communicates to things like this. It only communicates to the people that have the Spirit in them. For instance, the Holy Spirit has to communicate, to have communication, so to speak. You need a receiver, and you need like a sender, so to speak. We are the receiver. The Holy Spirit sends things, and we receive it. A lot of people watch this, they do not understand it because it's not for them. They don't know what that is, but we do. Okay, we do. They don't. We are the receiver. We receive what she's saying here.
We're used to rain, but not this much rain.
Today, residents in flooded neighborhoods digging out.
And it is easy to see the strength of this storm, how powerful it was. Just by walking around this neighborhood, you can see behind me, neighbors say it came through like a river, able to pick up these trucks just like they were matchsticks.
Exactly. This is how strong this thing is, man. And I keep telling people, this is very strong. Yo, the Holy One used water to destroy the world with the great flood, man, the great deluge. That's how powerful water is. Okay, this thing just pick up those cars like nothing, and people think they can go ahead and swim into this thing. You can't.
Rescue my dog. That was look how high the water is. Almost 4 to 5 feet.
What is it like to stand in here now to see it like this? Oh, it's surreal, man. My daughters played right here. They're not gonna have our memories here no more.
The Hernandez family waded through eye-level floodwater to escape. Some of them seeking safety on the roof. Their home gutted.
Heartbroken, tears. Just couldn't believe what was just had happened.
Even the city's infrastructure upended, ravaged roads and shuttered interstates, trolleys at a standstill. Tonight, relief is in the forecast as the storm pushes east, leaving residents with ruin in its historic wake. Steve Patterson, NBC News, San Diego.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC.
Again, beloved, we pretty much see the whole part concerning the weather, and as you can see, it's over and over, and the people are worried, and the government don't know what to tell them and what to say to them, because of course they have no idea what it is and what to do. So let's keep on moving.
Water. His wife Candy accused of allowing it to happen. News 4's a pastor and his wife arrested.
Number 4 right here in the midst.
Keith Holt is accused of beating their children with a board and in some cases locking them inside the bathroom with no food or water.
His wife Candy accused of allowing it to happen.
Again, a pastor and his wife, okay? So we've seen an increase of 83. They've been doing this, okay? We've seen an increase of 83 abusing their children and beating their children and imprisoning their children, okay? Some of the kids that are adult, well, some of the adults now were children, they never got out. And when I say they never got out, they never got out of the house. Wherever they were born in there and raised in there, and they have children in there. I'm not making this up. They were born inside of the house with their brothers and sisters, and they have children with their brothers and sisters. And they grow up inside of that. They never get out, like never once step outside their home. Because that's what those people do. They never take their children out because they believe, you know, oh, the end of the world is going to be there in 1980. It didn't happen. 1990. The 2000. Oh, Y2K, man. 2000. It didn't happen. 2020. It's still not happening. And now, those people are worried. They keep their children inside, man. They beat those kids. They abuse those children. A lot of those adults that you'll see walking around, they have trauma that are beyond anything you could possibly imagine. And this is a pastor and his wife. They did this.
News 4's Ashley Moss is in Blackwell tonight.
Now, we do know that those children are safe and in protective custody tonight. And while the pastor of the church that Keith Holt supposedly worked at said he never knew anything was wrong, the body cam video of their arrest at this home you're about to see paints a different picture.
All right, we're back.
After Keith and Candy Holt refused to cooperate with police days in a row, they returned with a warrant.
You both are going to be under arrest for child abuse and go with these two gentlemen. And all 8 children are now in protective custody.
Okay,
at this point,
they got 8 kids in the house. Like we told you before, that's what those people do. Okay, they will have a whole family inside and have them interbreed with each other, and they will do stuff to those kids related to that same platform. That's what those guys do. That's what the 83 do, okay? And they surprise, like, you're arresting us? But we are pastors, you know, we preach Jesus, yeah? What about them blacks over there that live next door, you know? They're selling marijuana, you know, check them. They're doing stuff over there. Well, the blessing is over. Get them out. Okay? All right? Things like that happen, brethren. Yo, some of the stories I'm reading on YouTube and other places, I'm listening to people, and I'm not going to give the sources because they are too traumatized, okay? Those people, man, they are terrible folks. If they can do this to their own children, can you imagine what they were doing to ours? Of course, we do know they were sending them and throwing them to the alligators and crocodile and stuff like that. But hey, whew.
Candy clutches her chest in confusion while her husband Keith is quickly placed in handcuffs.
We'll have a conversation when I get to the police department.
The 8 children who were removed from this home ranging from 17 to just 2 years old. Now they're safe.
So you see how they arrested them calmly. There were no incident. Wait, this thing was one of us. Okay, let me enlarge this. In the meantime, there's 705 here. You know what to do. If that thing was one of us, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Search the house. Search the house. SWAT team search. Next thing they'll find drugs too. Those people do have drugs in the house. You don't think those pastors don't do drugs? They do. They drink. They do all sort of drugs in there. Okay. All right, 705. You know what that is, okay? Let's keep on moving.
Safe, and witnesses told News 4 off camera they appear to be doing well. But court records reveal at least 2 documented reports of suspected abuse to DHS before authorities were able to intervene.
And that's what happened with those DHS people, okay? They are not after those kids. This is not their main duty. Their main duty is not reporting white folks about what they are doing to their children, okay? Their main duty is to reporting people like us, any little thing so they can take our kids and do stuff unto them. Okay, they reported those people, but nothing has been done. This should be like the utmost importance whenever they, even a rumor, go to those people and say, hey, we believe those people over there are abusing children. It should be the police go over there, debarking, investigating right away and get this thing out. If it turned out to be a rumor, the person that did the rumor, you charge this person with all the expense that the police or the lawyers and stuff, you charge this person, because sometimes some people hate your guts. They just want to lie onto you and make you lose your children. And then if they did it like that, a lot of people will be very careful to what they are reporting, okay? But those folks are not after their own children. They're after ours up until now.
Able to intervene. One child describes getting hit almost every day with a belt, paddle, or board. The affidavit laying out how another teen had to wash up makeup, covering bruising around her left eye. The children also describe being locked in a bathroom for 3 days without food or water.
And this is absurd.
Yes, this is absurd.
Interviews, Keith.
Putting the kids in the bathroom for 3 days without food and water, man. Okay, this is what those people are doing to their own children, because I don't know, Jesus or you sin, and we don't like you, but you're my father, you're my mother. And they will abuse them. The kids, they're playing in the house because they are children. Children will give you hell. They'll play, they'll talk, they'll run around, they'll do this. Not everybody can handle this, okay? Not everybody can handle that. You know, some people, they'll do stuff to those kids, like those parents.
Later says it's possible he, quote, blacks out when he spanks the children, and he doesn't know how many times or how hard he hits them. Candy denied being present as the beatings were taking place.
We're praying for the children as well as the Holt family, you know.
While Keith claimed to be the pastor of Blackwell House of Prayer, senior pastor John Jack says he was merely a fill-in.
The children never gave any inkling that they were abused or anything.
Of course not.
So, when they came to church, they were always happy and involved in stuff.
Ashley Moss.
So, when they came to church, they were always happy and
House of Prayer. Senior pastor John Jack says he was merely a fill-in.
The children never gave any inkling that.
Okay, she said the fellow name is John Jack, but they put his name as John Black or Blackwell House of Prayer and Pastor. Could it be possible that Blackwell was a place or city where our people used to live well, and those guys Swagger Jack our place and the Swagger Jack our name? His name is John Black and Blackwell, but the reporter referred to him as John Jack. Or am I? Hang on, let me listen.
Senior pastor John Jack says he was
okay. John Jack. The news becomes so ridiculous. Anyway,
place.
We're praying for the children.
Let's put the closed caption.
As well as the Holt family, you know.
While Keith claimed to be the pastor of Blackwell House of Prayer, senior pastor John Jack says he was merely a fill-in.
The children never gave any inkling that they.
Okay, so senior pastor John Jack, but over here they put his name as John Black. What the hell is going on here? Is it John Jack or John Black? Well, I'll take it is John. There we go. I'll take it is John Black of Blackwell House of Prayer. You can't make this up. I'm not making this up, Regin, okay? All right? John Black of Blackwell is this dude. Now, they quickly, beloved, put that dude down like, hey, man, he wasn't a pastor here. He was like a fill-in. You know, when I'm doing stuff to other kids, he just replaced me. And then when he's doing stuff to other kids, I replace him. Yeah, that guy quickly throw the dude under the bus like right fast, man. Like, yo, swiftly.
They were abused or anything, so when they came to church, they were always happy and involved in stuff.
Ashley Moss, Oklahoma's News 4.
The Holts are currently being held in Kay County Jail on a $100,000 bond each. They're due in court on January 26th.
Wow. And they will release those. They will release them. They're doing court in January 26th, 2 years from now. And they will do pretty much the same thing. You know, they'll do pretty much the same thing. Well, let's keep on moving, man.
Del City investigators are hoping newly released surveillance video will lead to a break in a murder case.
Now, this murder has been unsolved for 3 months. Darius Ellis was shot and killed outside his...
So, this dude is... When you watch... earlier I watched the video. Okay, he gives all the signs right here, you know. He's a brother, you know, he had the beard, had the Holy Cross. I'm not quite sure what that is. I believe some kind of saint. You know, he's a hardcore Christian guy, okay? Most likely he son of a pastor or pastor himself. You know, he's a huge football or basketball sport fan. He's a huge sport fan, okay? Watch this.
His home back in October.
News 4's Azariah Goins joins us now with new information in that case.
Del City police say after reviewing hours of surveillance video, it showed this was a planned attack. Video from a nearby business shows the moments a maroon SUV drove down Southeast 27th Street, a dead-end road in Del City. Police say that SUV dropped the shooter off in the neighborhood.
The suspect is actually on foot walking towards this vehicle.
Investigators say the shooter camped out behind parked cars for more than an hour, waiting for Darius Ellis to come home.
The victim in this case was scheduled to get off work at 11, however had to stay late and ultimately did not come home till closer to midnight.
Indicating to Major Brad Cowden the shooter knew Ellis's schedule.
So they were watching and waiting. They were watching and waiting for the brother to get out, okay? And you can see the huge American flag and the American thing. Probably was in the army. I'm not quite sure. Okay, they were waiting for him. Okay, they were waiting for the brother to get out. Right here.
Ellis's schedule. A second video showing Ellis pulling up in this white SUV, arriving around midnight on October 20th.
He's getting out of the car.
His hands filled with bags, unaware the shooter hiding feet away.
He's looking back to his left. The suspect is going to come running out here from the right with a firearm.
Seconds later, Del City police say he was shot in the head and killed in front.
Okay, so he got caught off guard. He got out of the car, okay? And then he had bags in his hand. Probably has food and stuff he bringing to his family. And then he stepped out of the car. And he didn't. By the time he saw the dude, he got shot in the head. He got killed. So this is why the plane attack, and they were after the dude. Okay, I'm not quite sure what he did, but they were after him, and they took him down, you know.
In front of his driveway, Cowden says the shooter then took off running, likely rushing to a nearby getaway car. With the release of this new video, criminal investigators with the Attorney General's office seen here knocking on doors in the neighborhood hope to spark new.
Okay, so they are knocking on doors, 3913, you know what to do.
New information in the case. In Del City, Azariah Goins, Oklahoma's News 4.
As you will see, beloved, there's a lot of murders and killing going on out there, man. A lot of people are being taken out. This dude, he didn't have a chance. He didn't even see the thing coming, man. And we don't know what he did. We don't know what happened. We don't know what kind of deal that he got involved. It could be mistaken identity. It could just resemble a guy they were looking for. Could be jealousy. Could be jealousy. Some dude's jealous of anything. Their success, their job, you know, because the dude wearing like huge bling bling, you know, things like that. You know, you can see he's wearing bling bling and stuff. They don't even refer to those things as bling bling. It could be You know, the guy, he got a wife and kids. You know, some dudes are some people are jealous of that. You know, they see you got a wife and kids or a girlfriend, and you got like, well, those are three kids, I believe. He has three boys, and there was another newborn, but I'm not quite sure. It could be one of those boys early on. You know, you got three boys. You know, you are able to taking care of three boys and your wife in a house, and you got a car. You're working. Not everybody will be happy for you, son. Especially if you're, you know, if you're a guy that like to wear things like that, huge bling bling and stuff. This is early 2000, you know, the early 2000, 2002, 2003, and this is the wrong vibe. And a lot of dudes can come after you for this, you know. The wife of yours, you know, some dudes, like, they probably were dating her before, or they just jealous, or some women, we don't know, but this thing happened. It's very unfortunate, but beloved, as we can see, you know, plague number 9, well, of course, there we go. Plague number 9, execution by the sword. We watch an increase of hail and snow. The snow caused the rain. And number 10, which is the thunder voices. And all of this, beloved, happened because of Genesis 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 1619, 2019, 400 years. 1537 to 1937, 400 years. We go to this 400 years and cycle. Okay, I believe we go 12 times to this thing. We keep looping back into this thing. This is the last time, because now we are in Genesis 15, verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And the Holy One is judging the nation through the 10 plagues and a bunch of other things that are going on out there. All right, so let us keep on moving. Okay,
we're following breaking news. An arrest just made after gunfire closed down a busy stretch of road in Orange County. Police say it all started from road rage. One person's dead, the other in custody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. We first brought you this story as breaking news at noon. The scene unfolding along the 4800 block of East Colonial Drive. That's near the Orlando Executive Airport. Now at 5, police just announcing they've arrested 26-year-old Nicholas Carrasquillo. He's being charged with first-degree murder for killing 30-year-old David Alexander. News 6's Catherine Silver has the latest.
On dash camera, it appears that nothing is out of the ordinary for a Monday morning until the first sound of a gunshot. It's faint and followed by 4 more. It's not until this rideshare driver continues through the traffic light at Lake Baldwin Lane that you later see a car pulled over, left blinker on. Watch again, this time in slow motion. You can see the white car veer from the left lane. Other drivers hit the brakes before it finally comes to a stop between Best Buy and Linda's La Cantina. It's 6:30 in the morning on East Colonial Drive. Orlando police say one man died because of a road rage incident.
It's kind of scary, especially that we work in this area. I know Colonial is a very busy road.
It's nerve-wracking for people like Elizabeth Doyle, who we met at a business down the street.
You know someone who might have heard the shots?
Yes, one of our clients, or old clients, live in Baldwin, and she heard gunshots, so she called this morning to see if we were at work and making sure we were okay.
Word traveled fast during the morning commute.
I just saw police everywhere with gloves, taking pictures, videos.
If you pass by here on Colonial, you can see what's left behind, the tire marks on the grass and sidewalk where the car went off the road. Debris scattered all along the ground, leading to the place where it finally came to a rest by this pole. Video from Sky 6 shows another view when investigators taped off the surrounding area. They later towed the white car away and a second sedan in a nearby parking lot. Orlando police say the man who was shot was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital, and the other person involved stayed on scene. Police shared video of the 26-year-old suspect, Nicholas Carrasquillo.
Now, this is the dude that did this, man. He's 26, and as you can see, beloved, a lot of those young guys, they have huge anger issue, okay? And back then, growing up, well, still 34, but growing up when I was in my teen, whenever we get involved with something, we fight. Okay, we beat the crap out of each other. Okay, we fight, man. We use fist to fight. When we got anger issue, we use fist. We fight. You know, we yell at each other. We call each other's name. We got our feelings out. But not those dudes. They are shut in. Okay, and they use the internet. They live the Twitter life or the X life. Everything it's to the internet. They never really go out there and interact with people. They live the video life, the Grand Theft Auto life. Life is a video to them, a video game. Okay, so when things like that happen, and those dudes will kill you. Okay, the guy cut him off or something happened, and he went out there and shot the fellow 4 or 5 times and killed him. Okay, for something like minor like this, man. You know? Ever since they closed down all the churches, Cesare Borgia have not been doing too well. Man, they are walking the Messiah to the prison place.
Who is now facing charges for the murder of David Sly. In Orlando, Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
Okay, so these dudes, man, all right, like for instance, this guy, okay, he's 23 years old. Okay, this dude's 26. I believe this dude is 23. Let's see. I believe we already have this one there, but let's see what's going on here.
More light shed today on the horrific killing of 8 people in Joliet.
Yeah, police are retracing the path of the killer to his death in Texas.
Nate Rogers has been tracking the tragedy in Will County from the beginning. Nate.
We've been in contact with the victims' family members as well as their colleagues, many still too distraught to speak on camera at this time. We also now know for sure the relation of those victims to the suspect. The Will County coroner identifying the victims as the suspect's mother, 47-year-old Tamika Nance, his aunt, 38-year-old Christine Esters, who's a corrections officer at the Joliet Treatment Center. Also killed 35-year-old William Esters, the suspect's uncle. Also 31-year-old Joshua Nance, his brother who was bedridden. Finally, the suspect's 3 sisters, 20-year-old Alexandria Nance, 16-year-old Alana Nance, and 14-year-old Angel Nance, all shot to death.
We can't get inside his head.
Okay, so you got this fellow right here, all right, Mr. Nance, is that what that is? He took out his entire family. He killed his mother, his uncle, all his sisters, and till now, no one know why he did it. No one really knows what happened. Why did he do that? And I believe the same thing happened in Little Haiti. Is that what that is? Let's check. Little Haiti shooting, 7 people shot. Happened the other day. Okay, is that what that is? Let's listen to this one right quick.
And let's continue to follow that breaking news police activity in the Little Haiti neighborhood in Miami.
And Louis is following the latest from the newsroom for us. Louis.
Yeah, we first broke this 15 minutes ago, and police now telling us they are responding to reports of gunfire in Little Haiti. Sky 10 over the scene. This is near Northwest 2nd Avenue and 55th Street, right in the heart of Little Haiti. Police receiving a call about shots fired. And as you can see from this video, there are many officers that have responded to this area. They are investigating right now. Again, they are looking for 4 people who were seen running from this area, but so far they tell us they have not found any gunshot victims. This is a very active scene. Again, they're looking for...
Yeah, I believe 7 people got shot later on, and I think they survived or whatever, but it happened. But anyway, man, let's look at this again, okay?
Finally, the suspect's 3 sisters, 20-year-old Alexandria Nance, 16-year-old those victims to the suspect.
Again, notice how everything is black reporters, okay? Most of the thing we've been seeing, they're all black reporters going and reported the crime. This dude, okay?
The Will County coroner identifying the victims as the suspect's mother, 47-year-old Tamika Nance.
Okay, he killed his mother, Tamika. All right, this dude killed his own mother.
His aunt, 38-year-old Christine Esters, who's a
Okay, he killed probably the mother's sister. Okay.
corrections officer at the Joliet Treatment Center, also killed 35-year-old William Esters, the suspect's uncle.
He killed an entire family, man. He killed the brothers, sisters. Okay, all right.
Also 31-year-old Joshua Nance, his brother who was...
Okay, the brother was bedridden. All right. He killed his mother, his aunt, his uncle, and his brother. All right. This dude had it out for the family. Okay. We'll go into some possibilities.
Bedridden. Finally, the suspect's three sisters, 20-year-old Alexandria Nance, 16...
Of course, Alexandria. The ages, I don't really look at them. I'm just looking at it like the relation that they had with this fellow, okay?
Year-old Alana Nance and 14-year-old Angel Nance, all shot to death.
We can't get inside his head. We just don't have any clue as to why he did what he did.
Police now believe the suspect, 23-year-old Romeo Nance, committed the Hayden's murders Sunday afternoon, then jumped on the road inside his red Toyota, landing in Texas. Police say Nance swapped his license plate with a stolen one before being chased by U.S. Marshals at this service station in Natalia, Texas.
Task force officers with the United States Marshals Service observed Mr. Nance armed with a firearm fleeing from the vehicle.
Authorities say Nance eventually shot himself after a confrontation with police. Detectives went to his home here in the 2200 block of Acres Lane Monday.
Okay, again, it's been a while. We haven't seen this.
200 block of Acres.
Okay, Madison. Okay, of course, Madison. We know Madison. Well, I'm not going to say what it is. The people in the comment board will let us know what Madison means. But nonetheless, why did this fellow did this, brethren? What could have possibly triggered that? There are a couple possibilities that I could come up with. Well, first thing first is the removal of the confusion of certain people that are in the midst of us that look like us. They are not us, and they are under judgment. And I want our nation to understand this is not. When you see those things, don't think of skin folk, man. Don't think of kin folk. There is a lot of skin folk in the midst, and they are being removed. A lot of people live their lives. They live the gang life. They took the bag. And I'm assuming the family or good family, their fathers, the boy father probably did a horrible crime. The boy mothers probably did things. They don't let family know, family secret. Most likely this has to do with, spiritually speaking, most likely this has to do with the family secret, a very deep, bad family secret. That's why all of the family pay for it. Okay? A very bad family secret. Most likely these dude ancestors took out, ruined a whole family. And the mighty one have judgment upon his own family, all the family. This thing didn't happen, brethren, because the guy just crazy. He took out his entire family and then he took himself out. That means whatever's connected to him, the ancestors or whatever, they've done some horrible and terrible things, and they pay for it. Terrible, horrible. And this thing happened all the time. We go to this thing it happened all the time, okay? That's one possibility. Possibility number two, this dude probably were being bullied by the family. Okay, the family didn't like him. He was the black sheep, because he got arrested. They like make fun of him or whatever. And then he decided to take everybody out, okay? And possibility number three was just crazy. And we know there's no such thing as crazy. All right? So if you have some dark family things, you need to work on that and repent for these things. If you are parents, you've done horrible things in the past and you never told anyone. We talk about this thing for years now. You need to do the shadow work. You need to go ahead and repent and pay, for what you've done. I may not know. Your children may not know. Others may not know. But the Holy One knows. And judgment is upon your head. Whatever that your ancestors, whatever your forefathers have done to others, it will happen unto you and then in your entire family, whether they were innocent or not. Because the judgment fell upon all of them, man. The mother, the sister, the uncle, all three sisters, and his brother and himself. And I believe he shot a random dude that somebody that was trying to intervene. Kill everybody. How long we are into this thing? Oh, 132. Again, beloved, like we said before, if you would like to participate in our private class, please join our Patreon. We have a lot of studies, a lot of books, a lot of pictures, a lot of private things, a lot of private Zoom meeting, a lot of private PDF. Okay, we have a lot of private things, a lot of private beautiful pictures, a lot of testimonies. We have a lot of good things going on. We ask the nation if you would like to study with us in private. We no longer do this, and we have the oil lamp homework Zoom meeting. Okay, we have the Zoom meeting oil lamp PDF. If you'd like to get it, is that what that is? The PDF, the oil lamp homework PDF. Please download first, then they save. And we have the 1 million step. Are you ready? And we have our beloved brothers and sisters that are doing great things out there. Okay. This thing taking a long time to all over. But anyway, if you would like to study with us, you'd like to join us, please go over to Patreon /Big Levi Patreon, and then you can study with us. We no longer study on YouTube. Well, we're still on YouTube, but we no longer study on YouTube because YouTube cancel everything, and they cancel our monetization. They cancel the membership, and they claim we were giving medical advice and making harmful materials. Okay, so that's what had happened. So we just went over the Patreon. Okay, if you would like, please join us so we can study together. All right, let's keep on moving.
Acres Lane Monday, finding blood on the front door. Inside, 2 relatives were dead. At the family's second home, 5 others discovered murdered.
We do believe that the shootings at the 2200 block were the original shootings, and then the 2 random shootings took place shortly thereafter.
Unrelated to this crime scene, police say Nance, who has a criminal history, then allegedly killed 28-year-old Doyosi Bakari and shot a 42-year-old man, also in Joliet.
During the course of this investigation, we determined that a 3-year-old boy was unaccounted for, and we quickly located that child with a relative in a nearby community.
And as you can see, more than 24 hours after the start of this investigation, the crime scene still remains blocked off. We know that crisis intervention teams were out here throughout the day speaking with neighbors and with family members as well. Police also telling us they don't believe that the suspect had any association in Texas. That is the latest here in Joliet. Nate Rogers, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right, then. Is that the... Well, let's keep on moving.
2 weeks ago, 3 men died at a Northland home. Their bodies found in the backyard. Tonight, we're hearing from the attorney of the man who used to live in that home and has since moved out. A family member of one of the victims isn't buying the story they're hearing either. It happened at a rental home near Northwest 83rd Terrace and North Overland Drive in Platte County. Fox 4's Malik Jackson continuing our coverage at police headquarters downtown tonight. Malik, this case remains under investigation, and we do now have it confirmed that the man once living there is gone?
Again, another black reporter.
Yeah, John, we had reported that there was a U-Haul outside of Jordan Willis's home over the last weekend, about a week ago, and now his attorney has confirmed with Fox 4 that he has moved out. His attorney also clearing up inconsistencies that they themselves had been releasing over the last couple of days. And tonight, the backdrop to all of this is that 3 families are still searching for answers on how Clayton McGinney, David Harrington, and Ricky Johnson died.
It's extremely devastating. The whole family's messed up. He was just such a good person.
Sudden and unexplainable grief for the McGinney family as they try to understand what led to the death of 36-year-old Clayton McGinney and 2 of his friends. They were found
look
dead
at the
in their
ages.
friend's backyard 2 days after watching the Chiefs' last regular season game, January 7th.
It's got a lot of holes in it. Last time we saw him, they were leaving the house, but he didn't know that they had left, so that doesn't make much sense.
Contrary to a Saturday statement released by John Paserno on behalf...
Okay. Beloved, we talk about this and we always press Our brethren, whether you're Jew and Gentiles, listen. The time of you going out and be in the midst of a bunch of people, whether they're offering or not, watching the game and barbecuing, party, drink, this time is long gone. You want to do something like that, do it at home. Nobody is around you. You just watch the game. You cook a little food. You eat. You good. you good. Yo, man, I'm fine. Just cook some food, watch a movie, watch a TV show, or watch some. I'm watching Big Levi. I'm good for. I'm good. I'm good, dog. I'm good. But with you going and inviting people, watching the Chiefs, the Super Bowl, whatever that was, and then have those people in your home. Look, man, you don't know what those folks are dealing with, and you don't know what's going on out there. You don't know what kind of spirits they are bringing into your home. And you don't go over to people, hey, man, this guy's having a black party or this party or whatever. Yo, stay your butt home. This is a time of judgment. Look what just happened. This dude took his entire family out. Can you imagine? The family were having some kind of get-together football or sport event, and then a bunch of people were there. What would you think would happen to those people? Okay, you got the three gentlemen, okay, they were with a friend, and they went to watch the game, Chief, okay, Native American, of course, and then they froze to death. What happened here, man? Well, we don't know. We just find him froze to death. They got drunk, they got outside, they sit in the cold, and they die. And the guy that did this, move out.
On behalf of his client Jordan Willis, Pizzerno says Willis went to sleep and never saw the men leave.
When he would have people over his house sometimes, as people do, they get tired. There are people who are very close to you, and then you feel comfortable going to bed and allowing them to leave whenever they want to leave.
Pizzerno says Willis never left his home once he got back there on Sunday. That's why he didn't notice the men's cars were still there. Pizzerno also claims that his client didn't hear anyone banging on the door over 2 days, nor did he hear McGinney's fiance break in and scream his name. But minutes later, he did hear police knock on the door.
None of us know what happened to these individuals, and I think it's the most important thing to remember here is these are his three buddies.
Just the thought of him dying and then sitting outside for 2 days in the cold. They died and then froze. They didn't freeze to death.
There we go. They just died, but they didn't freeze to death. They died before that, and then he put them out there and let them freeze to death. What did that guy did to them? What happened here, man? Anyway, let's keep on moving, beloved.
None of us could have.
Firefighters battled intense flames fed by brutal winds Sunday night as they desperately tried to rescue 6 children trapped inside.
Oof.
Only the oldest, an 11-year-old, made it out alive.
None of us could have even imagined what yesterday entailed.
It's tragic. There's no other way to put it.
Monday, city leaders, along with the state fire marshal, offered their condolences to the family and their support for emergency responders who couldn't get inside in time.
They risked their lives a lot yesterday evening, so much so that they fell through the floor.
One firefighter went to the hospital after falling from the 2nd story.
This incident last night was a horrific tragedy in our community. We know this is rippling across the entire community today and will for some time.
Now, as South Bend mourns the deadliest fire in recent...
For some time.
Now,
Wait, what is this? What is that? Oh, that's her, the fur on her stuff. Make it look like strange things over there. Anyway.
For some time.
Now, as South Bend mourns the deadliest fire in recent memory, investigators are looking into what caused it.
We will look to find answers in the days ahead and figure out how do we make sure this never happens again in South Bend or any community.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, so this happened in Indiana, South Bend. Let me see if they have official provide update on the fire that killed 5 children, 5 kids, 2 days, 5 3 days. Let's watch the one for 2 days.
A South Bend neighborhood is left to mourn after Sunday night's deadly fire on Lepore Avenue. 5 children, one as young as 17 months, killed, and 11-year-old the only survivor. The fire bringing people to the doorstep of the home as many took time to pay their condolences to the lost lives. One neighbor says he was close with the father and his children played with the 5 kids. His kids are heartbroken, so he kept them home from school today.
I went and found him at the hospital, and he was in shock. You know, went with him to identify his children, which was hard.
Ooh.
Prayed over them, and just told him, you know, if you need something, call me. And he doesn't have anything.
Luciano says the best thing he could ask for the family is support from the community.
He doesn't have a phone, he doesn't have socks, clothes, things like that. And so I would like the community to come together and help this man, because I want you to think about, what would you do if you were in his shoes?
Another neighbor describes the children as kind and polite, offering them candy whenever she saw them playing outdoors.
I'm going to miss them. Oh my God, I'm going to miss them.
Jenkins shares how the fire left her uneasy.
I started praying because I said, I hope they get out safely. My stomach kind of dropped. I felt, God, please let them get out.
South Bend Community School sent out a statement sharing that 3 of the victims were South Bend students. 2 of those 3 did not make it. Our hearts go out to the family as they face this tremendous loss, and as well as the entire community as we grapple with this tragedy. Support for the family is currently being conducted by the South Bend Community School Corporation staff. Social workers are on hand at the schools to provide counseling and assistance for classmates and staff.
Thanks for.
So we still, that happened like 3 days ago. Indiana. So we still don't know the kids. They are not identified. Okay. Let's see if we can get an update. Two days ago. Okay, well, let's watch this one.
5 children, all under the age of 11 years old, were killed in that tragic house fire Sunday evening. One surviving victim, an 11-year-old girl, is currently in critical condition at an Indianapolis burn center. Top Notch Restaurant in South Bend has started a donation fund to go to Palmer's funeral home to help with funeral expenses. The restaurant owner says community is a big deal, but they're always wanting to do their part in showing support.
We're here to serve the community, and when that happened, we all got together and thought we should do something and try to help out where we could. The community is a big deal to us. We had a free Thanksgiving breakfast and dinner. We're always trying to give and help out in the community.
City activist Lynn Coleman has put together an account through First Source Bank for the family. Members of the community can stop at any First Source Bank to contribute. Coleman also adds he can't imagine going through what this family is experiencing.
We've created a memorial fund for this family, and we're asking the community to join us in making contributions, donations to this fund so that we can help the family with monetary issues. They shouldn't have to go out and ask for help. We should be coming together.
Okay, so this fire killed, well, 6 were in there and 5 perished. And the 11-year-old girl survived. And one of the firefighters got hurt. This reminds me of the firefighter that was telling the story that whenever they go to fires and the fire would affect the people that look like us, they would leave the children there. They would leave them there and let them burn to death. And they will go home and tell their wives, their family, how they save people, how they are heroes. And when at night when they go to sleep, but they still see the faces, they still see those little children coming unto them and ask them, why did you leave me? What did I do? Why didn't you save me? And this could potentially be something like that. Then again, I'm not quite sure who those people were and what had happened. Okay, I don't know exactly what's going on. But this happened and this is bad. This is very sad. Oh. Oh, here we go. Let's keep on moving. Okay, so that's again, okay, let's read this one. Two young boys die in freak Missouri home explosion. Okay, and you keep seeing the children are dying in fire because of plague number 2 right here, fiery conflagration of the cities. This is a horrible thing, but it happened. Okay, 2 young children were killed when the house exploded in small Missouri town of Defiance on January 19th. Okay, Jamison Kaiser 6 and Julian Kaiser 4, 6 plus 4, you know what to do, were home because their school had canceled classes due to frigid weather. Okay, that's when the weather was really bad, you know, it was too cold. Their mother, Evelyn Turpiano, and grandparents, Jennifer Ham and Vern Ham, managed to escape and make it to safety. Firefighters arrived only minutes after police, but the house was already engulfed in flames and they could not reach the children in time. A neighbor told the St. Louis Dispatch, those boys were sunshine, they were bright, they were happy, they were love. And you can see those children, you know, they were heavily, the parents raised them in Christmas and Christian stuff, and you know, they didn't make it, man. You know, those boys didn't grow up to be men. The terrible things is going on out there, man. The judgment is just, oof. The cause of the explosion of fire remains under investigation. So this thing happening over and over and over again. Okay? So how long we are into this thing? Got another 10 minutes to go. Wait, is it? Oh, that thing, is that thing recording? Oh, okay, yes, it is. It is. All right. All right, let's move in, beloved. Okay?
So breaking, the man wanted in connection with the murders of 8 people over the weekend.
Okay, we watched this before.
An 18-month-old was murdered in Newcastle. Police say they have made an arrest.
Police said the child was poisoned by her father's girlfriend. Shelley Bortz is in Newcastle with how police say they linked the suspect to the baby's death. Shelley.
Yeah, the mystery of just who poisoned baby Iris Alfera started to unravel when police discovered disturbing web searches on her boyfriend's girlfriend's phone that helped investigators zero in on the suspect.
I hope baby rests in peace.
Signs that read "Justice for Baby Iris" have lined this street where she lived with her dad and his girlfriend Alicia Owens since her death 7 months ago. Today, with the arrest of Owens, neighbors believe justice has arrived.
If she did do it, she needs to go to prison. It doesn't make any sense what she did. You know, she had to be sick to be doing it.
Back in June, Iris Alfera was airlifted to Children's Hospital after being found unresponsive in her home. The medical examiner determined the baby died as a result of acetone poisoning, which caused organ failure. Her death was ruled a homicide.
It saddened the community. It angered us. A lot of people in the community were angry. They wanted immediate justice.
While police worked to find out who poisoned baby Iris, her family did everything they could to raise awareness to her case by holding vigils, even erecting this billboard in Newcastle. Then the investigation was blown wide open when police searched Owen's phone, which they say contained multiple incriminating web searches, including researching the effects of drinking acetone on a child.
Her phone searches were a crucial piece of the evidence against her, and they kind of matched up with the physical and the medical stuff that we.
So you got this guy, you know, this man, and he had a girlfriend, and he brought the girlfriend home, and he had a daughter, a 1-year-old daughter, okay, and what happened is, well, I would assume what happened, the girlfriend wanted him for itself, and the baby was interfering. And she realized that, hey, I can't have him all by myself. I need the baby out. I mean, she's 1 year old. I can kill her. I'll poison her. People think like people think everybody walking out there all right in their mind. They just pure evil. And let me say this again. Once this person, let's say this person did this and murdered this 1 year old girl, and then the investigation went the other way. They say, well, it was an accident. She potentially find this acetone and drink it, and she died. Okay, she died, but it was an accident, and she got with that man. Okay, she got with the man, and she married, and she got what she was wanted, all the money and stuff, and she leave this man and go with another person and have family, and then the children of her from the other family ended up murdering everybody, including her. Those are the people that did horrible things, and then they keep it very secret. Okay? Those are the people in their youth. They murdered people. They are the cause of murdering people. They did terrible things, and they keep it very secret. And their life turned out to be nothing but hish. Their children's life turned out, excuse me, their children's life turned out to be nothing but hish. Because it will fall on the children. That's how we told our parents, we told our brethren, the new parents, do everything that you can not to do horrible things, because it will fall on your children. Murder this little 1 year old girl for what? Jealousy, fun, I don't know, money. Just some people are just evil. They're just evil. And then this woman will go through life like she's like everybody else. But when in fact, she had murdered a 1 year old girl and never paid for it. Well, back then, this would have happened. Now, it seems the judgment are instant. Okay? I can understand, like, you did this to another adult. Maybe that other adult did something to you, tried to take revenge, but you get caught. But a 1 year old girl, probably she did this because of the mother. She was beefing with the mother. She could not kill the mother. She killed the child. You have this happen all the time, brethren. Adults that did horrible crime in their youth and they never got caught up. They just live like that, and then they coast through life, and then they think they're not gonna pay for it. And then when, above all, when they die, they're gonna go to heaven. That's why a hell of a lot of them are Christian, because they truly believe Jesus has forgiven me. Yeah, whatever. Oh, this news is depressing, man.
The physical and the medical stuff that we found with the child.
Several months prior to baby Iris's death, Salem says there were other instances of abuse which were corroborated by Owen's web searches. In the spring of last year, the baby ingested numerous water beads, button-shaped batteries, and a metal screw, which police now believe was Owen's first attempt at killing her.
Okay, so she was trying to kill this baby forever, man. Okay, a little girl, man. 1 year. A cute little girl. And that's why you don't leave your children with other people, man. Especially exes, man. They'll do stuff to them. Some people are pure evil. They just evil. It's hard for our people to understand this because we were raised good people and we are not accustomed to things like that. But people are freaking evil, man. They want to murder your kids. Like, why would you want to murder a little girl like that? What did she done unto you? But hey.
Glad we could bring some closure to the case.
Beautiful little
Now,
kid,
Chief Salem tells us her father was taken into custody and questioned, but ultimately released because he didn't have any knowledge of the abuse. Reporting live tonight out.
Grandparents of 1 year old die of acetone poisoning. Let's watch this one.
This is exclusive video of Alicia Owens after the Newcastle Police Department and State Attorney General's office arrested her this morning. In June, police say first responders were called to this home along Electric Street for an unresponsive 18-month-old baby, Iris Jacoby Alfera. According to the criminal complaint, Owens was alone with the baby as Iris's dad went to the store. Owens claimed the baby fell off the bed, but doctors suspected her injuries were the result of child abuse. Iris was flown to Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, where she died a few days later. Since then, her family and the community has been pushing for answers and justice.
Jealousy, man. Jealousy. Just jealous of the baby, okay? Poison the baby, man. That's the worst thing you can do to a child, man. Because kids love to eat anything. You force that baby to eat this stuff and you kill her. Man, that's terrible. Terrible.
Morning to both of you, and that's
Another black reporter.
right. There are still a lot of unanswered questions at this time, but as you mentioned, this is a very disturbing case, and we just learned from a press conference this morning that a sixth body was found this morning. We do not know if that sixth person was away from the group of the 5 people who were found or how that person was found this morning, but again, this investigation is still in the beginning stages, and we're working to learn more information. But I want to go to Skyfox right now to give you a lay of the land, show you the scene. I'm about 10 miles away from that scene. It's in a desert area, a very remote area in El Mirage off of Highway 395. You're taking a look at that right now. You can see that Sheriff's Department is out there. They are investigating. They're trying to collect evidence and figure out what exactly happened there last night at around 8 o'clock. Now, I want to show you some more video that we've gathered from the scene. You can see that there are 2 vehicles that appear to have been involved in this incident, and one of the vehicles appears to have bullet holes in the windows. But right now, the Sheriff's Department is not saying how these individuals died. We do not know if they were shot or what the circumstances are. We also don't know who the victims are. The Sheriff's Department saying that they do not know the age, they don't know the race, they don't know anything about the victims at this time. But take a listen to what the public information officer had to say this morning during the press conference.
It's going to be heartbreaking no matter what the situation is, what they discover out there as far as the circumstances surrounding it. So our investigators will continue to do their best to wrap this up quickly and get all the information possible to bring justice to those folks out there.
A very disturbing case, and right now the details are very limited, so we're working to learn more information. And officials from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department say they will continue to provide updates throughout the day. They also say they don't know of a case in recent times where something like this has happened, where they found 6 bodies in the desert here in El Mirage. So obviously a very disturbing case, and we're hoping to learn more information. I'll have another update for you coming up at 10 o'clock. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, beloved. It's been 2 hours when we're making this. I will leave you guys in peace. So horrible things that happen here. We still have a lot of stuff going on, but beloved, again, join our Patreon and study with us. And we have the opportunity to do an Esau's Trouble live, but because of copyright issue, we may not be able to do this. So we will leave you guys in peace. I say shalom. And get ready. Today is the 26th. In 5 more days, we will begin our 40-day fast. Are you ready? Are you ready? Will you participate? Shalom, beloved.